Hi, and welcome back into KSBD Sports Extras. Now time for this week's Hoop Madness Team of the Week. And this week we have the Shallowater Fillies as they got the win on Thursday, taking down Lamesa by a final score of 49-26. They are now area champs. Next, we'll speak with head coach Kurt Richardson. Alrighty, Coach. Big first year for you. I mean, you're taking over a legend. You got Chuck Darden, 40 years with this squad, but you're coming in your first year and right now area champs. You got to be on top of the world.
Absolutely. Very excited. Again, we always have high expectations of ourselves. Coach Darden and the girls before us have set that standard, and our goal is just to maintain it and try to add a few chapters to the book.
Coach, let's start with Monday. You had a big matchup there with Spearman, an old squad of yours, 35-27, very defensive game, but there had to have been a little bit more, when you're walking in there knowing that you're facing, the former team, had to have been some people in the crowd you recognize there's a little bit more in that game as your team was able to get the win.
Absolutely. I mean, I knew all those kids, know a lot of the parents, and it's hard. But at the same time, once the ball goes up and that clock starts ticking, it was about our girls this year. I talked to some of them after, talked to some of them before, but during the game, it's about one thing, about trying to help our girls play the best that they can and try to advance. And these girls did a great job. It was a defensive struggle, but these guys found a way to win, and that's so important. That's the only thing that matters right now is find a way to win.
And speaking of that defense, I mean, you had Lamesa, who was coming in red hot heading into this area round, and you're able to hold them to just 26 points. Let's talk about what a performance it was from all around from your team.
Just defense. I mean, and these guys, they've played hard all year long. They've done a great job defensively, flying around. We talk about that on a regular basis, just flying to the ball and make them throw the extra pass and tipping passes. And these girls they continue to do it. They do it every day in practice, and it carries over to the games.
Plenty of upperclassmen in this group, seems like all but just one freshman. I mean, what a seniority this is. You have 8 seniors on this squad. That can be tough to do when you bring in a new system, of a team who's so hot and heavy from the coach previously, and you saw the success with that. You have a brand new coach come in, brand new system, and yet there was no hesitancy, or was there? I mean, these girls, they hit the ground running.
I thought they did a great job adapting to the things we asked them to do. Obviously, I'm not dumb enough to completely change everything that's worked in Shallowater for 40 years. So we've tried to adapt the things that I've liked to do with previous teams, with the things that were their strengths and that they were used to doing. And these girls have taken it and run with it and just done an awesome job making it a very easy transition for us.
Well, that's awesome stuff. Well, you got a pretty tough matchup coming up just tomorrow night. I mean, it seemed like day after day you got just another big competition. You got Childress up next. You faced them twice in district. You split the series then. What are some benefits that you have when you face a team a couple times throughout the season? As they know you, but you also know them, and now you're playing in one of the biggest games.
It's definitely an advantage-disadvantage deal. Like you said, we know the things that they're trying to do. They obviously know us well. I know Coach Fisher's going to have his girls ready to go, and they're going to play hard too. So it's just going to be a matter of who executes the best and who can relax and settle into the game. And like I said, we're looking forward to a fun battle.
You got your first regular season under the belt now here with Shallowater. You mentioned the community coverage tour that as a competitor, it's really tough heading into Shallowater. I mean, you have the blazing crowd there. I mean, it's so intimidating. But what is it now being on this side of things in that special atmosphere?
Oh, it's awesome. Having so many people in the community come up and tell you, man, your girls are a lot of fun to watch, how hard they're playing and how great a job they're doing. Man, that's just it's so gratifying because we see it every day, and it's great that the community gets to see that twice a week or whatever the case may be, and they see the same things we do. And like I said, that just to hear them talk so highly of these girls, man, that is so much fun, and I hope the girls appreciate that as much as what we do.
Awesome. Well, let's go and hear from some of those players here on Thursday night. Alrighty, Avery, another big win. Now area champs. You're a senior on this squad. What does that mean for you?
It's pretty awesome. I mean, going 4 years high school playing basketball, it goes by fast, so you can't ever take it for granted, but it's really exciting and gotta just keep going.
Speaking of 4 years, I mean, you were a freshman the last time this team won it all, and now you have a chance to do it as a senior. You get to have the full circle. I bet that's a moment that you'll never forget.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. And yeah, just again, don't want to ever take it for granted because it goes by fast. But yeah, it's really awesome.
You got Childress up next. You faced them twice throughout the regular season. What are some benefits you think of being able to see a team? You won one, you lost the other. You both know each other very well, and now you're playing in one of the biggest games.
Just like Coach Richardson said, it's a advantage and disadvantage because we know the stuff that they do, but they also know the stuff that we do. But we just got to play like how we know how to play, and it'll go good.
All right, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, you got a region quarterfinal game, the biggest, so far this season. What's a go-to meal for you, a pregame meal for you?
Oh,
what
man.
are you repping tomorrow?
Let's see. I'm not sure. Probably a smoothie bowl. Yeah, I like
Coach,
the smoothie.
you think Coach would approve of that a couple hours before the game?
It has fruit in it, so.
You made it work. You made it work. Alrighty, Shelby, kind of same thing. I mean, what a season this has been. You got one of 8 seniors on this squad. What was it kind of meant to you and these 7 other seniors to be able to come together and have one really long run here in the playoffs?
I think our bond has been just like really special this year because, with a new coach and a new teammate coming into the team this year, we kind of had to like cling to each other to make sure that like we were still doing all the things that we needed to do and knew how to do, and like surrounding ourselves with our community just to make sure that we were still working towards the same goal even with all the changes, and luckily we got to all do it together.
And speaking of those changes, I mean, you have, like you said, Coach Richardson coming in. You had Coach Darden there for your previous 3 years. What kind of transition was that like? I mean, he even mentioned that he didn't change very much to try and make it a seamless transition, but surely there was a little bit there. But what was that locker room like to really, wrap your hands around him?
I think at first before we met him, we were all super nervous because, we made a bond with Coach Darden. We knew and we loved him. So we just kind of had to like tell ourselves like, whatever happens, it's okay. Like, it's all going to work out. We know that Shallowater wouldn't bring somebody into our team that didn't love us and didn't care about us just as much as Coach Darden did, and I think Coach Richardson did a great job of just like reassuring us and making sure we knew that like he loved us just as much as Coach Darden did, and he wants the best for us.
You got a pregame meal as well?
Pickles and peanut butter.
And there they are, the Hoop Madness team of the week, the Shallowater Fillies, as they will take on Childress tomorrow night for the region quarterfinals. That takes place tip-off at 6 o'clock from Canyon. More KCPD Sports Extra next.